the most important thing about postpartum is making sure that you feel. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Caitlin Hill. If you haven't already subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and like and share this video. You are going to want to watch this entire video. I'm telling you, I am giving out such prime information here. I am 5 months postpartum after having twins. I've gone through this now twice, and this list is all very fresh in my mind of things that are super, super important to have and do while you're in postpartum. Let's not forget that postpartum is forever after having babies, but there are ways to make sure that that immediate time after postpartum, I want to say up until the first crucial 5 to 6 months afterwards, there are things you can do that will make your experience so much more enjoyable. Postpartum is raw, it is beautiful, it is vulnerable, it is extremely challenging at times, and it's an incredibly sacred period in a woman's life after having babies. I can't stress this enough that the most important thing is to be prepared. So I'm so excited to be sharing this list with you of things to not only just do, but items that you can have on hand to make yourself as comfortable as possible. You can find all the items that I'm talking about in my Amazon shop linked below under postpartum. Okay, so I have quite a few things on this list. I'm just gonna start naming them off. I don't even know how many there are, but there's lots and all of them are important. I wish I had this list that I'm about to give to you when I had my first baby. So number one, I highly suggest communicating with your friends and family while you are still pregnant about what your needs are while you're in postpartum. For me, that meant organizing with my family about who was going to be cooking meals for us, who was going to be taking my older child to school, who was going to be helping us out at what time, during what days of the week. We actually had a full-blown 6-week schedule postpartum with twins of who was going to be helping us out when. In turn, of course, I truly believe that since I was in a good place and I was feeling good and comfortable and taken care of, I was therefore able to take care of the babies the way that they needed to be taken care of. The mother must be mothered. It is very, very, very important, and it is something that has been lost in our culture, and I don't know why, because it is the most important thing that the mother is able to rest in bed. She is taken care of hand and foot. Keep in mind, this time is for rest and recovery. The mother is not only just bleeding, she's also breastfeeding. She's bonding with the baby. She's nourishing and taking care of herself, and it is so incredibly important. So having a rolling cart of items beside your bed with diapers, diaper cream, wipes, teas, snacks, essential oils, whatever makes you feel like you have everything beside your bed, do that. Buy one of those rolling carts and have it right beside your bed so you have everything there that you need, and it will make your life so much easier. Okay, next on the list here we have a Hackapump. If you don't have a Hackapump, go and get yourself one right now. I'm telling you, this is like one of the best inventions of all time, okay? My doula gave one to me postpartum the second time. I didn't have one the first time around with my daughter, and it is like I use that thing every single day, all day. It is phenomenal. So basically, when you're breastfeeding on one side, you're always letting down on the other side. And the Hacka allows you to collect the milk that's letting down on the other side. Genius. Collect that milk, save it, freeze it, I don't know. Take a bath with it, do whatever with it. Just keep that milk that's coming out, because that is gold. It is liquid gold, okay? So get a Hackapump. It's the greatest thing ever. Next on the list is the Silverette nipple shields. Again, okay, this is like literally the greatest invention of all time. Again, I didn't have this the first time around. I had these the second time around, and I wore them for, I want to say 3 months straight. You put it on your nipple, and not only does it stop your nipples from chafing against your nursing bra, it is antimicrobial and has healing properties. So it's literally healing your nipples while you're wearing the shield, okay? This was the greatest thing ever because I didn't use any nipple creams. I didn't go through that horrible stage of the, 3 or 4 days where it was like almost unbearable to breastfeed. I didn't even go through that with these. It's the greatest thing ever. I didn't even go through that with these. I didn't deal with any cracked or bleeding or sore nipples like I did the first time around. Also, when you're done using the nipple shields, you can send them in to the company and they'll make it into a keepsake. Okay, I highly recommend getting some nursing pajamas, something that's gonna make you feel most comfortable, and also getting an eye mask. I literally lived with that thing like on my head for the first 3 months because you always have to sleep when the baby is sleeping. That could be during the day. That's oftentimes during the day. And if you want to pretend it's nighttime, you have to use the eye mask for sure. It helps your brain just shut off right away. You want to feel comfortable and warm and supported and feel so good in your skin. So definitely get some comfy pajamas and an eye mask. I also took a product called After Ease, which blew my mind. Postpartum cramping can become quite common, especially after having more than one child. I definitely had postpartum cramping for the first day. Immediately, I started taking After Ease and the cramps dissipated. Not only just dissipated, disappeared immediately. I just put a few drops in my water and I drank that every single day for the first few weeks and I found it made a huge difference. I had no cramping after taking it, so I highly recommend that. I also took an arnica homeopathic remedy as well to help with any inflammation in my body. And I just want to also let you know that I never took a single Tylenol, over-the-counter medication, nothing, okay? I only stuck with plant medicine and it healed me. When I was pregnant, I made postpartum Potsicles. In these next clips from my pregnancy, I actually did a video of how I made them, so watch these. So I am 36 weeks pregnant tomorrow, so I figured there's no better time than me to finally make the postpartum Potsicles. Now, I did make postpartum Potsicles in my last pregnancy, and I actually used a diaper to do the Potsicle in, but I really wanted to use organic cotton this time, and I wasn't able to find any organic diapers, so I'm gonna go with using pads this time around. So the postpartum Potsicles are really great for swelling postpartum after giving birth, and everything in them is very soothing and calming. Today I'm gonna be making 20 of the pads. So 2 packs of the organic cotton pads. I'm also gonna be using aloe vera. I'm also using alcohol-free witch hazel, some essential oils as well. Frankincense, can't live without that. Lavender and melaleuca, also known as tea tree oil. So I just have a little mason jar here. I want to also mention that these oils are by Living Libations, which is one of my favorite companies. I've also cut 20 strips of parchment paper that will go inside the lining of the pads. I am using a 1/4 cup of the alcohol-free witch hazel, and then I'm using 8 drops each of the essential oils. So mixing that in with the witch hazel. So I am going to do 1 tablespoon of aloe vera on each pad. And then after the aloe vera, I am doing 1 teaspoon of the witch hazel essential oil mixture. I'll just place 1 strip of the parchment paper over top. The parchment paper just replaces the inner part of the pad that I took out, so it's like sort of keeps it fresh. And then I'm just gonna wrap it up like it came. I just threw them in the freezer once I made them. They were all ready for me afterwards. I wore them for the first few weeks, and I found it to be really nice to go between having the cold and having the hot. Eat your placenta, all right? Might not be your cup of tea. That's cool. I did it twice, and I highly recommend it. I have had no postpartum depression, no postpartum anxiety, none of these things. I've never felt depleted postpartum, and I believe that has a lot to do with the fact that I ate my placenta both times. You're losing a lot of blood postpartum, and it's really important to replenish yourself. The first time around, I had my placenta encapsulated. That was great. The second time around, we just threw it in a smoothie and I ate it and I loved it. And we also had a beautiful ceremony postpartum where me and Safia and the babies all buried the fused double placenta that was from the twins into the ground, and it was just the most sacred ceremony ever. I actually felt my womb have closure afterwards, and I felt so connected to the earth. The placenta is the tree of life, and it is such a beautiful ceremony that you can experience yourself. I felt so emotional once it was done. It was like the chapter had closed. I'm so happy to know that it's back to the earth and back where it belongs. Have frozen pre-made food in your freezer. Make sure if you don't have someone that's able to come and cook for you, have all of your meals set up beforehand or set up a meal train with the people around you. You want to make sure that you don't have to be thinking about what you're going to make for dinner or lunch that day. You want to make sure that you can just throw whatever you have already pre-made into the oven and you're good to go. You don't want to be thinking about getting up, making food, and then having to do dishes. You want it to be easy as possible, and I highly suggest asking yourself while you're still pregnant, what can I do while I'm pregnant to make sure that I can make this as easy as possible for myself so that you can nourish yourself in the way that you need to be nourished postpartum, because you're going to be making a lot of breast milk, and you need to eat as much as possible to replenish yourself. Okay, I did something called belly binding. It's a beautiful ritual, and I really enjoyed having my organs feel like they were not only being put into place, but also it felt like I had a core, which after 40 weeks of carrying twins, it felt nice to feel like I had some core strength and control over my body. Last but not least, prioritize something every single day that's going to make you feel like yourself. For me, that was taking a shower every single day. And it's a very, very, very small thing that you take for granted before you have kids, but it is so important to have something where you can feel good about yourself. And I still follow this rule. I have to take a shower every single day. I need to be clean. I have to have fresh clothes on. I don't want to have stinky breast milk and sweat on me every single day, feeling like crap. I just felt like having a shower I was releasing everything that had happened, during the night or during the day, and I was just washing it all down the drain. And it felt like I was coming out a new me and just letting the water drip down on my face. I say positive mantras, positive affirmations that are going to make me feel like I can do this. I got this. I am capable of everything and anything. I am upgrading. I am an amazing mother. My children love me. All these sorts of things. These are such positive affirmations you can just repeat to yourself in the shower. And that was my non-negotiable. What is your non-negotiable postpartum? Make some things. Maybe, I don't know, your non-negotiable is meditating. Maybe your non-negotiable isn't taking a shower. Maybe it's talking on the phone for 5 minutes, or maybe it's, I don't know, whatever that thing is for you, give yourself some non-negotiables postpartum. The most important thing about postpartum is making sure that you feel supported in whatever way that is for you. If you don't do anything else, just prepare yourself to feel like you have a network of support around you. And if you don't have that support around you, ask for it and seek it out and make it your priority that you have that. It is so important. You are bringing a child into this world. This is your time. And in order for that child to be thriving and happy, you need to be thriving and happy. There's no other way around it. It's so, so, so important. I cannot stress that enough. I remember someone saying to me one time after my first baby, postpartum is not a time for giving. It is a time for receiving. And it is so important to take that seriously and know that you need to be mothered as well. You're giving so much of yourself away postpartum. Your hormones are all over the place. You're not getting any sleep. You're not getting any rest. You're suddenly responsible for this helpless little baby that's come out of you, and everything is all out of whack. And it can be so incredibly challenging. So take care of yourself, prioritize yourself, invest in you, and make sure that you are prepared for this massive shift in your life. You will thank yourself later down the road, and your baby will thank you later down the road because they will be happy and thriving as well. So trust this advice, listen to yourself, do what's best for you. You got this. I believe in you. Please subscribe and like and share with someone who is pregnant or is in postpartum right now, preferably pregnant so that you can get all of this. Or if you're planning on having another baby down the road and maybe there's some things that you also would recommend and want to do for yourself that you learn, do those things. Prioritize these things for yourself. You will thank yourself later. All right. That is the end of my video. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much. So much love to you on your journey. Ciao for now.